I think one thing that you've taught me to do that I had never really done before is to ask myself the hard questions. Like, ask myself the questions that are painful and that hurt, but that I know will make me better. You know, it's like I kept them behind this curtain in my mind, and you helped me to just like, yeah, no, you should pull the curtain back and just ask yourself the hard question. And then
That's hard.
Like, and then once you pull back the curtain, it's like, oh, yeah, no, I don't want to be that girl that I was before this moment, and I'm going to do better.
Yeah.
And I still am working on that.
Oh, me too.
And I will be probably for the rest of my life because it does not come naturally to me. But I've now gotten to the point where that's a good feeling to me. Like, I acknowledge so much faster that there's a question that I'm not asking myself behind the curtain, and I'm a lot more willing to open it up because of you.
Well, I like to think of it as, you know, what advice would you give to a friend in the same situation as you? I always try to think of that with myself.
Right.
Like, man, like I'm just like so groggy all the time, and I'm just like always moody. And I would say to a friend, you know, like, well, like, what time are you going to bed? Are you eating? Are you stretching? Are you exercising? Are you getting out and socializing? But to myself, like, you don't want to say those hard things to yourself sometimes. A lot of times you even know them, but just admitting that there's something that you could do to improve your situation is pressure to actually make that decision. I do this weird thing all the time. This may not even be related, but I do this weird thing where sometimes there's a thing that I want, and I know it takes effort to get it. And so I will actually hope that I don't have the option, because then I will have to put in the effort.
Right.
Even with like silly things. I noticed this as a kid. Like, this is so weird. I was, you know, hungry or something, and I would come home like, man, like, I would love some mac and cheese right now. And then I would look in the pantry and hope that there wasn't actually mac and cheese, because I was so lazy. I didn't want to actually make it. And so I was like, man, then I have an excuse to myself. It's like, why are you hungry? Like, well, sorry, self. Like, there was actually no mac and cheese in there. And that's like, that sounds like a silly example, but...
Sorry, self.
Like, sorry, self. Better luck next time. Because I didn't want to go through the process, which is so funny. I think there's actually...
came, no Mazda.
There's like... I think there's actually like a profound idea there that your mind is both aware of the things that you want and need, but also afraid of what it takes to get them, and wants to protect you from your own ambition.
Totally.
You know, like even with this podcast, you know, like you go through every possible bit of resistance before you do something important. And so I was like, well, this sounds fun. Like, it's something that for whatever reason just drew me in. But, and then you kind of hope, but, you know, like, I don't really have time right now. Or, you know, my microphone's not working.
But it's this, like, superficial hope. Because then when it doesn't happen, you're, like, even more emotionally broken down, you know?
It doesn't make you happy.
No.
But it also, like... It's kind of like comfort.
Totally.
Like the bad kind of comfort, like complacency. When you have that good feeling that like your game was canceled. Have you ever had that? Or that the friends canceled the outing, and weirdly like you wanted to go. Yeah. And you wanted to play in the game. Right. But that kind of complacent demon sneaks in. You're like, oh, thank goodness.
Yeah. I mean, your brain wants to protect you from pain, because those are the messages that it's getting all day long, or messages of where you're hurting. And it sends things immediately, you know, like blood cells and all those scientific things that I learned in biology to fix the pain. Major. Failed it. Good job, me.
Nice.
And
avoid the pain.
Its job is to
and protect
do whatever
your ego.
It can to protect you from that pain. Yeah.
even
ego is a real thing.
and in most cases to your own like peril.
Yeah. Well, I do think that specifically in my case, I don't know if this is the same for everybody. I feel like it's a pretty widespread general truth
Mm-hmm.
that we are our biggest resistance, you know. I think some people are more prone to self-empowerment and believing in themselves
Mm-hmm.
and have more genuine hope for themselves than that superficial hope that secretly wishes you just won't even have a chance, so
Wishes
that you don't have to
yeah.
embarrass yourself.
Wishes that you don't make the team,
Yeah.
so that you don't lose. It's the quote that I didn't understand.
Or that tryouts get canceled so that you don't have to not make the team.
Or that the girl will be sick, so you don't have to take her on the date.
Yeah.
Even though you like her.
Uh-huh.
Because the fear of pain, a lot of times, especially over time as you get older, becomes stronger than the joy of victory.